it.
Don't come for me, but I don't even like them things. And I can't be knocking anybody for how they eat their food. That's what y'all do. But it's just how they advertising as if it's American and it's not.
No, like y'all done mixed up Domino's with Sonic, with
Where?
McDonald's.
Where? I need to know where in the U.S. they doing this.
Nowhere.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hello friends, my name is JJ. So let me show you a photo that one of my European friends sent me the other day. It's of the American food section of his local supermarket. I forget what country, but I've been to Europe enough times to know that sections like this are common all over the continent. Even though the resolution isn't that great, if you're from America, I'm sure you can make out a few products. We got goldfish, airheads, Pop-Tarts, A1 sauce, gluten-free hazelnut coffee mate. Now the question would be...
They got those just in case type of foods, because I heard y'all don't like them type of things.
Right.
That it's too sweet. Y'all don't like the stuff that's in it. I mean, that's what the conversations has been. But to know that y'all actually have these in stores is mind blowing. We didn't know that.
Like, we don't have little sections of anything.
Of no other continent.
Country.
Country at all.
So, okay.
So this is actually an accurate portrayal of American food, or simply a heavily exoticized one. Exoticism is a term used to describe the tendency of thinking of foreign cultures only in terms of how they differ from your own. This then leads to the habit of wrongly assuming that the weirder some foreign thing is, the more culturally traditional it must surely be. So in this case, obviously Americans don't actually eat things like Oreo cereal or spreadable marshmallow fluff all that much, but they're nevertheless marketed as being super American because such products fit a certain European stereotype.
And that is like, that's like limited. And that will come out for about 2 months, and that's aimed for like the kids.
Yeah, I don't think y'all getting the top value dishes that we have over here.
Yeah.
They giving y'all that stuff that they advertise for a minute and take it off the shelf.
And why is it like,
I don't know about you.
Things like, why is it so heavily based on like sweets or cereals? Like, why y'all don't have no Zatarans up there? Why y'all don't have no hot sauce up there? What else is America?
Crawfish seasoning.
Crawfish seasoning.
Get some of that, yeah.
Y'all got snacks that we don't even eat like that. That we don't even allow our children to eat.
So they really not, can't believe they put that up there.
Of Americans as a people who eat all of this decadent, high-sugar nonsense. That said, Americans are of course just as guilty of doing this as anyone. Many supermarkets over here have the so-called world food section, featuring imported products from other countries, often presented in some equally exoticized display.
We do have that.
It's not displayed as,
this is
oh my god,
whatever.
This is from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's displayed as Latin foods.
It's in the shelf. You gotta look and read to find out what's in the shelf.
It's not highlighted.
Yeah, that's the word. That's a bar.
Like, we have a lot of like the Korean noodles and things like that, but it's like it's so normal to us because we actually take foods from there and shop for it. Yeah. Like, and we have those populations.
Right, exactly. So we look at these people as much as we see their food on our shelves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now that they're showing how it is in other locations, we look at it as like, we don't have that highlighted viewer point to say, no, we don't got all that.
But it's not world foods. It just says like Latin foods or...
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't say world foods. Okay.
Ooh, puto. Exoticizing goes hand in hand with the other phenomenon we talked about the other week, faux-authenticity. This is basically when you use a bunch of stereotypes of some foreign place to come up with a product or tradition that you then inaccurately present as being some normal part of their culture. Chinese fortune cookies, which are not actually a thing in China, but play into a certain exotic stereotype of the Chinese as mysterious fortune tellers, would be a...
I'm upset.
The Chinese restaurants give that to us.
Faithfully.
But they don't give it to their own people. OMG.
And it's free. It's not a charge. It's
right.
in the bag, tossed in there. You crack it open, you look at it, and you're like, oh, my future is coming. Like, you know, something like that.
Classic example. Anyway, today I thought we would look at a few examples of faux-authentic American traditions as practiced by non-Americans around the world, and see what they can teach us about some of the interesting ways that Americans continue to be exoticized. So, I lived in Japan briefly, and while I was there, I was able to see perhaps one of the world's most infamous faux-authentic American traditions up close: fried chicken on Christmas. So, Christmas is a pretty weird holiday for the Japanese to be celebrating in the first place, given it is not remotely a Christian country. But they do, and in a...
And it's crazy because being here, like, when I'm at Papa's churches, I don't see, like, a Japanese people or Philippine people putting up to get buckets of, maybe at KFC, but I don't be there.
Yeah, we don't shop.
But I don't see
KFC
them
like that.
aiming to go get fried chicken all the time.
Yeah.
But they doing it.
Okay. Like they'll have their own restaurants here where they cook it.
Right. Yeah.
Like
they
New
would.
Orleans.
Yeah, I know you're gonna go that way. Manchou's chicken. It's delicious.
Mostly superficial way that focuses on things like decorations and foods above even things like family or presents. And a lot of this superficiality, in turn, is heavily filtered through assumptions of what Americans do. And apparently the Japanese have been convinced that eating fried chicken, especially KFC fried chicken, is the traditional American thing. When you're in Japan around Christmas time, you will see big ads for special fried chicken Christmas combo deals all over the place. And a lot of Japanese kids will look forward to having a big KFC feast on December 25th.
Okay, I know we done paused like
chicken
3
on
times
Christmas
already.
is funny to me.
But we learned why they do that. It was an ad from a preschool or something, remember?
Yeah.
I forgot what it was about, but they're not just doing it just to do it. It started as a tradition.
This authentic tradition was supposedly the idea of just one man, Takashi Okawara, who ran the first Japanese KFC franchise and claims to have made up the Christmas thing as a marketing gimmick in the 1970s.
And after a few years, KFC for Christmas starts to get popular in Japan. And NHK, which is a national broadcaster, comes in to interview Mr. Okawara, and they want to know if KFC is an American Christmas tradition.
You are selling Kentucky Fried Chicken so well in Christmas. And is there common custom in overseas? And I would, I know that there people are not eating chicken, they're eating turkey. But I said, yes, it was right. But I still regret that.
I found a lot of Japanese people were quite shocked when I told them that no one in America actually eats fried chicken on Christmas, and that if anything, eating fast food on Christmas would be considered a fairly trashy thing in American culture. But then again, I'm sure that a lot of Americans would also be shocked to learn that Japanese people do not eat sushi with rice on the outside. Speaking of fast food, another wild, faux-authentic American thing I have experienced firsthand on my travels is the Dutch practice of eating what they call American-style sauce on their French fries. You can buy it at places like McDonald's or in big bottles at the store. It's not that bad. I would describe it as basically what you would get if you put mayonnaise and relish together in the blender. And even weirder Dutch food, however, is what they call filet Americain, or American préparé in Belgium, which is a kind of pâté made of raw ground beef and often...
I do not approve these messages.
And they're eating it like that on the bread?
I don't know what none of this is.
Are y'all okay?
This is foreign to my ears.
Huh?
Eaten on toast or crackers. There are a lot of theories about how this weird and possibly dangerous dish became associated with Americans, but when I was there, people told me it was because during the war, there had become this stereotype that American soldiers all ate their steaks super rare, and then the Dutch beef industry just kind of ran with that. That is almost certainly an apocryphal story, but hey, apocryphal stories are one of the key foundations upon which faux-authentic traditions are built. In the comment section of my original faux-authentic video, a bunch of my non-American friends had some fun examples of their own of various head-scratching things they've seen marketed as being American style in their own countries. For example, some of my British viewers noted that British supermarkets sometimes sell supposed American-style hot dogs in jars of brine. Load up on that big stateside flavor, proclaims this ad. But if hot dogs in jars of brine are too weird for you, they do also sell them in cans of brine as well. Hot dogs are, of course, one of the great exoticized symbols of American cuisine in much of the world, and as a result, slapping hot dogs on something is always a surefire way to market it as being American style. For example, in a lot of places, pizzas with hot dogs on them are presented as being American style pizzas, either sliced up hot dogs, as in this German pizza, or entire wieners, as in...
The only weenies I ever had go into a dish was noodles.
The struggle meal.
I ain't never put weenies on a pizza now. Come on, man. Why they doing y'all like this?
I see why y'all think
so
we just
for
so
real.
weird.
For real. I mean this is not even mouth-watering.
That's not even a struggle meal, baby. I don't know what that is.
Pizza in a can? I mean
wieners
in a can and a jar? A glass jar with water in it?
No, guys, no.
Yo, this is funny. I'ma laugh after this video too, because this is too funny.
This one from South Korea. In Italy, meanwhile, a American pizza is apparently one with bits of hot dog and French fries. In Brazil, they sell allegedly California-style pizza with pineapple, figs, plums, and those bright red cherries they sell in cans. Though nothing can top this story from my friend Daniel.
The cherries that you put on top of an ice cream sundae? I don't even like them. I don't even like them things, y'all. Don't come for me, but I don't even like them things. And I can't be knocking anybody for how they eat their food. That's what y'all do. But it's just how they advertise it as if it's American and it's not.
No, like y'all done mixed up Domino's with Sonic, with McDonald's.
Where? I need to know where in the U.S. they doing this.
Nowhere.
Somebody's saying it's happening, obviously. Where in the U.S. they eating like this?
Nowhere.
It ain't in Louisiana.
No, it definitely not down
Heck
south.
no. No way.
Friend was doing graduate work in Poland and went out to eat and saw American pizza on the menu. When she ordered it, it came out as a plain cheese pizza, and the guy brought a can of creamed corn and poured it directly onto the pizza right there at the table. Many Americans who had lived or traveled abroad were equally keen to regale me with horror stories about what other countries seem to think a traditional American-style breakfast entails. Among other things, they described being served breakfasts that included stuff like baked beans, garlic bread, potato salad, and of course, hot dogs. One guy even complained about being served green orange juice in China. Talking of Asia, many of my Asian friends told me about a dish that is apparently common in many Asian countries, known as American fried rice. This evidently consists of rice cooked with ketchup, corn, and raisins, accompanied by a side of various stereotypical American delicacies like hot dogs, slices of bologna, fried eggs, and chicken nuggets, plus more ketchup. But my favorite story of a authentic American dish comes from my friend Camilo in Colombia. In Colombia, we have American-style hot dogs, which are enormous hot dogs with a chorizo wiener topped with melted cheese, crumbled potato chips, various sauces, and quail eggs. I was able to verify this with a photo. Camilo continues, "We named it that because of a..."
I have never, ever seen a quail egg in person.
Better yet, in my dish. Like, in my food.
I mean, I know that people eat them, but
hey,
it's not like that popular.
For breakfast.
Yeah, it's not.
We've seen them eat for
no
breakfast.
Quail eggs.
Yes, for breakfast. No, it was a dish they ate in
the big eggs.
Yeah, but I seen them. They do eat that. Not like this though. Not on top of a hot dog.
Y'all be doing us wrong.
Yeah, real wrong. Ain't no right in this at all.
Common belief in Latin America that people in the USA eat big size foods with a lot of toppings and all of that. You can't believe how disappointed I was when I tried an actual hot dog in the USA. All right, now let us do a lightning round of a few other much beloved, allegedly American foods from around the world.
Is this like a advertisement to where when people do come to the U.S., they actually get the real U.S. meal and be like, oh, snap, we've been bamboozled back in our town. Let's all move here. Like, this is a way to get people to move or something? Because, I mean, this...
They already don't trust the food.
Amerikaners, which are German cookies with black and white icing. The similar but distinct American cakes that the Poles make, which are these little doughy lumps with frosted undersides. An American sandwich, or a pan American, which is some sort of beef and french fry sandwich that they sell in France. American salad, which is a kind of mayonnaise and carrot salad sold in Spain. And American dressing, a creamy sauce that the Swedes eat that's made of pickles, mayonnaise, and hot sauce, and sold in tubes. Now available in bacon flavor. But faux-authentic Americana.
I'm just confused to how are you guys getting these American dishes and we ain't get them.
Cause I don't want it.
I'm not saying yeah, but how do y'all get these dishes out there advertised as American and American don't even like? Okay, well, I go back to what he said about them eating the fortune cookies. Like they sell us the fortune cookies, they don't eat it. With it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they went a little bit overboard with us.
Big time, and he ain't stopped yet. He ain't done.
Cause what's up with the sauces?
Not just limited to food, of course. A number of my foreign friends were eager to inform me that these things, which I guess you would call red solo cups, are a subject of considerable fascination in other parts of the world, where they are often sold as glamorous American party cups. I love this copy from this British online store. Everything about these disposable red American party cups says party. Where these red party cups are the perfect disposable option. Instantly recognizable from a number of American films, such as the American Pie series and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, these disposable cups are durable enough for even the wildest of parties. In Brazil, however, they call a cup that looks like this an American cup. Brazilians also call placemats American sets for some reason. They have a similar situation in Italy, where a placemat is known as an American tablecloth. Are placemats really that American of a thing? My friend Marcelo, meanwhile, tells me this story. I visited Chile one time, and they have stores out there called American stores. These stores are actually just thrift stores, but they call them that because they mostly have American types of clothing, such as American football jerseys, American brands, American college shirts, etc. It was pretty funny, to be honest. This reminds me of another wild story I can tell you from my time in Japan. There was this neighborhood in Tokyo called Harajuku that was known for having a lot of cool hipster fashion stores, and they would have these American fashion stores where they would sell like Tommy Hilfiger and Supreme and all of that, but in order to have the full American experience, they would employ these big black guys wearing, you know, do-rags and chains and basketball jerseys to stand out front of the stores and beckon the Japanese people to come in. But these guys were not actually African American, but rather literal African immigrants from places.
Dang, that was tough, bro. That was tough, bro.
That's supposed to be funny.
That was a foul ball.
That's racist.
That's racist.
That's
I mean, look
racist.
at the stereotype of how they display what a black man looks like. Do-rag, big chains, and hey, this is America. No, this is far from it. Far from it. Far from it. And I can go a little deeper on that too, on what the industry wants and what they try to accept. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why they push that narrative out there. But that's really far from what it is. Far from what it is.
I know the video is funny, but
that dropped the mic for everybody.
This is like Senegal or Ghana, who I assume were much cheaper to hire. And they would be trying to lure you into these stores with their cool American hip-hop slang, but spoken through these thick African accents from people who, in many cases, clearly barely understood English. Now, in Russia, there is nothing the kids love more.
They gotta be getting paid money for
so
this.
we went from being racist to saying that the people don't understand English. What?
Yeah.
I almost don't want to finish this video because the hell.
Then heading down to the old theme park and riding the American slide, which is what they call roller coasters over there, which is kind of ironic since in a lot of other European countries they call roller coasters Russian mountains, and the historians seem to agree that they were actually invented in Russia as well. But still, I'm sure Americans would much rather be associated with roller coasters than brass knuckles, or as the French call them, American fists. Or how about duct tape, which is called American tape in Spain. All right, now let us close with a really good summary of what is perhaps one of the best examples of a faux-authentic American phenomenon that wound up going mainstream in America itself. My friend Christopher writes, I think one example of something that is a product of a foreign country's idea of American culture that America kind of reappropriated for itself is the spaghetti western film genre. As the name suggests, the genre originated in Italy as Italian filmmakers made movies based on a largely mythical understanding of the American West. American filmmakers then began to import the style in their own films about the American West, and it proved very popular among American filmgoers, even if its representation of the Wild West is only very loosely based on the truth. A very recent film that utilizes a lot of these spaghetti western tropes is the Quentin Tarantino film Django Unchained. The term spaghetti western is itself also quite interesting, because as we discussed in the previous video, spaghetti has become one of the most Americanized Italian foods in the US. So there is something wonderfully poetic and circular about using the name of an Americanized Italian food to describe Italianized American history. So I hope you enjoyed these two deep dives into the exciting world of faux-authentic culture. If you have any ideas of how I could stretch out this premise any further, please let me know in the comments.
Alright, man, so that's the video.
Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks. If you like, support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Sending your reaction request through our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.